Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to bring you a classic pitching duel between Tom Seaver and the 1969 Mets visiting the 1967 Boston Red Sox and Jim Lonborg. The Mets would win the World Series in 1969 over the Orioles, while the Red Sox and Jim Lonborg would win the American League pennant in one of the most thrilling races that came down to the last day of the season in 1967. They would win the pennant, but lose in 7 to the St. Louis Cardinals in the 1967 World Series. So our matchup here at Fenway Park, the visiting 1969 New York Mets, batting order: Boswell batting first, playing second base. Batting second, the right fielder Shamsky. Batting third, the left fielder Jones. Batting fourth, the center fielder Agee. Batting fifth, the first baseman Kranepool. Batting sixth and doing the catching, Jerry Grody. Batting seventh, the shortstop Bud Harrelson. Batting eighth, the designated hitter Ron Swoboda. Batting ninth, playing third base, Wayne Garrett. And on the mound, Tom Seaver. For the hometown Boston Red Sox, batting first, playing third base, Dalton Jones. Batting second, the second baseman Jerry Adair. Batting third, the left fielder Carl Yastrzemski. Batting fourth, the boomer George Scott. Playing first base. Batting fifth, Tony Caligiero in right field. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Don Demeter. Batting seventh, the shortstop Rico Petrocelli. Batting eighth, playing center field, Reggie Smith. Batting ninth, doing the catching, Mike Ryan. On the mound, gentlemen, Jim Lonborg. And in the chat we have Clinton Parks. Hope all is well, Clinton. He says, be right back there. Finishing April 28th, 1978, St. Louis Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Dodgers, 3-3, top of the 7th. Well, you'll have to give us an update when you come back, my good friend. So at the plate is Ken Boswell. And once again, gentleman, Jim Lonborg on the mound in 1967 with 22 wins, 9 losses, 3.16 earned run average. Catching is Mike Ryan, excellent defensive catcher, 7 out of 10 defensive ability, 8 out of 10 arm. Dalton Jones, 8 out of 10 range at third. Rico Petrocelli, average at short. Adair, poor at second. And Scott, outstanding at first. Carl Yastrzemski, fabulous in left, 10 out of 10 range, 10 out of 10 arm. Reggie Smith, 8 out of 10 range, 7 out of 10 arm. Tony Caligiero, average range with an above average arm. So Boswell will lead off, the Mets' second baseman. In 1969, he batted .279, 3 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Left-handed batter. Lonborg will come in aggressively. Ryan sets the target. Here's the pitch to Boswell. Boswell swings, fly ball, right center field. Tony Caligiero on the run, makes the catch, 1 away. I will be managing the 1967 Boston Red Sox. The computer will manage the 1969 New York Mets. Here comes Art Shamsky. Shamsky batted .300 in 1969, 14 home runs, 47 runs driven in, left-handed batter. Ryan goes through the signs. Lonborg's ready. He'll be aggressive. He delivers to Shamsky. Another fly ball, right center field. Caligiero on the run, reaching out, makes the catch for out number 2. So Tony Caligiero has been very busy out in right field. So 2 outs, nobody on, and here comes Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones batted .340 for the Mets in 1969. 12 home runs, 75 runs driven in. 7 out of 10 bunter. Lonborg's ready. He deals to Jones. Ground ball to Petrocelli. He backhands it. Throws to Scott. Side retired. 1-2-3 go the Mets. We go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Fenway. On the mound, Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver in 1969 for the world champion Metropolitans. 25 wins, 7 losses, 2.21 earned run average. Struck out 208, walked 82. Behind the plate, you have Jerry Grody, absolutely outstanding. 7 out of 10 catching ability, 10 out of 10 arm. Wayne Garrett's at third. He's 3 out of 10. Bud Harrelson above average, 6 out of 10 at short. Boswell below average at second, 4 out of 10. Cranepool the same at first, below average. In left field, Cleon Jones, 6 out of 10 range with a very poor arm, 2 out of 10. Tommy Agee in center, 9 out of 10 range with an average arm. And Shamsky in right, 3 out of 10 range with an average arm, 5 out of 10. Dalton Jones to lead it off for the 67 Red Sox, playing third base. He batted .289, 3 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Left-handed batter. The windup and the pitch by Seaver. Jones strikes out. Froze him with the fastball in the inside corner. He was looking off-speed pitch, I guess. 1 away. Here comes Jerry Adair, former Oriole. Adair with the Red Sox in 1967 batted .291, 3 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Right-handed batter. Jerry Grody goes through the sign, sets the target. Seaver's ready. Here's the pitch to Adair. Ground ball to Bud Harrelson. He dives, throws from the hole to Cranepool. Out number 2. What a play by Bud Harrelson at short. Web gem. So here comes Captain Carl Yastrzemski. Base is empty. 2 outs. Bottom of the first. No score. Yastrzemski, Triple Crown winner in 1967. Batted .326. 44 home runs and 121 runs driven in. Yaz digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Seaver toes the rubber. Peers in at Grody. Gets the sign. Seaver kicks and fires. Yastrzemski swings. Slow dribbler towards short. Harrison comes charging in. Barehands it. Throws to first. Did they get him? No, they did not. Infield hit for Yastrzemski. Hustling all the way down the line. Those extra few steps he got from being a left-handed batter sure paid off. He extends the inning. And here comes George the Boomer Scott. Scott in 1967 batted .303. 19 home runs and 82 runs driven in. Tony Calignero on deck. Cranepool holding Yastrzemski on at first. He has 6 out of 10 base running ability. He'll be off on contact with 2 outs. Seaver looks to first. Now in at Grody. You're not going to really run on Jerry Grody. He's got a 10 out of 10 arm. Here's the pitch to Scott. Scott, line shot, diving, stop and catch by Harrelson, robbing Scott of a hit, side retired. Bud Harrelson absolutely outstanding at short in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second, no score here at Fenway. Due up for the Mets, Agee, Cranepool, and Grody. To face gentleman Jim Lonborg. Tommy Agee for the 69 Mets. Batted .271. 26 home runs and 76 runs driven in. 7 out of 10 bunter. Red Sox will bring their corners in. Dalton Jones in at third. The Boomer in at first. Lonborg gets the sign. He's going to be aggressive. Here's the pitch to Agee. Ground ball, Dalton Jones. Foul ball down the left field line. The count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lonborg takes a deep breath. He kicks and fires. Line drive, caught by Rico Petrocelli at short. 1 away. Here comes the Met first baseman, Ed Cranepool. He batted .238 in 1969. 11 home runs, 49 runs driven in. Left-handed batter. .255 off right-handed pitching. Ryan, behind the plate for the Sox, pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch by Lonborg. That's going to be a base hit to center field. So Kranepool is on with a 1-out single. 5 out of 10 base running ability. George Scott holding him on at first. And here comes the catcher, Jerry Grody. The Met catcher batted .252, 6 home runs, 40 runs driven in 1969. Red Sox want to turn 2 up the middle with Petrocelli and Adair. Lonborg looks to first, now in at the plate, gets the sign from Ryan. He sets and delivers to Grody. And he walked him. Kranepool advances to second, so 1 out, 2 on for Bud Harrelson, who just made 2 fabulous plays in the bottom of the first. Bud batted .248 with 24 runs driven in, no home runs in 1969. A switch hitter, he'll be batting lefty off the right-handed throwing Jim Lonborg. Lonborg peeks over his shoulder at Kranepool. Now in at the plate. The windup and the pitch to Bud Harrelson. Ground ball, right side, gets through. Caligiero will not have a play. 2 runs are going to score. On the double, now Harrelson trying to move, and he gets a triple. Wow. So a 1-out triple clears the bases. Harrelson gets 2 RBIs. Caligiero had trouble getting the ball down in the right field corner. And it's 2-0 Mets in the top of the second. 1 out. Harrelson at third, and Ron Swoboda, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. Batted .235, 9 home runs, 52 runs driven in for Swoboda. Lonborg will come in aggressive. Ryan sets the target. Here's the pitch to Swoboda. Fly ball. Left field. Yastrzemski looking up. It's going to be off the monster. Harrelson scores from third, and Swoboda has a 1-out double. Another and an RBI. 3-0 Mets as they're taking it to gentleman Jim Lonborg here in the top of the second. Here comes Wayne Garrett, third baseman, number 9 hitter for the 69 Mets. .218, 1 home run, 39 runs batted in. Back-to-back extra base hits. A triple by Harrelson knocks in 2, and then a Ron Swoboda double knocks in Harrelson. Garrett with an RBI opportunity here. Lonborg throws the rosin bag down. Toes the rubber. Looks in at Ryan. It's going to come in aggressively. Here's the pitch to Garrett. Ground ball. Garrett takes that fastball right up the middle. Runners at first and third as the slow-footed Swoboda is held at third. They don't want to challenge Reggie Smith's arm from center. Top of the order now. Ken Boswell. He is 0 for 1. Red Sox want to turn 2 and get out of this situation. The windup and the pitch by Lonborg. Ground ball, Dalton Jones, foul. Counts now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lonborg's ready to work. He deals to Boswell. Fly ball, center field, going deep. Smith racing back at the track, reaches up, makes the catch, tagging up from third is Swoboda. And he scores the 4th run for the Mets in the top of the second. So with 2 outs, Garrett's at first. Boswell gets an RBI sacrifice fly, and here comes Art Shamsky, who is 0 for 1. Lonborg up to 47 pitches now. He deals to Shamsky, and he strikes him out. Damage done by the 69 Mets. They put up a 4 spot in the top of the second, giving a nice, comfortable lead to Tom Terrific, who's out on the mound. We go to the bottom of the second, 4-0 Metropolitans here at Fenway. Due up for the 67 Red Sox, Caligiero, Demeter, and Petrocelli. If anyone gets on, Reggie Smith. Tony Caligiero batted .287, 20 home runs, 67 runs batted in before his horrible beaming which would end his baseball career for a year and a half. He would come back in 1969. He missed the whole 68 season, did not play in the World Series. What might have been, we will never know. Seaver's ready. He deals to Calignero. And he strikes him out. Late strike 3 call. Calignero wasn't happy with that on the off-speed pitch. 1 down. Here comes Don Demeter, Red Sox designated hitter. I believe he was traded to Detroit before year end, before the trading deadline. While with the Red Sox, he batted .279, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. He is the DH in this mythical matchup. Seaver kicks and fires. Demeter swings, line drive up the middle, and Agee makes a diving catch in center to rob Don Demeter of extra bases. 2 down. So that up the middle defense with the Mets, Harrelson at short and Agee in center, has been outstanding, robbing 3 hits between them. So 2 outs, no one on. Rico Petrocelli comes to the plate. Rico batted .259, 17 home runs, 66 runs driven in 1967. Looking to extend the inning here. Grody sets the target. Here's the pitch to Petrocelli. And he walks Rico. Rico goes to first. And here comes Reggie Smith, the number 8 batter. Switch hitting center fielder will bat lefty off the right-handed throwing Tom Seaver. Smith in 1967 batted .246, 15 round trippers, and 61 runs driven in. Petrocelli will be off on contact. Kranepool holding him on at first. Seaver's ready. He kicks and fires. Smith walks, back-to-back walks. And Tom Terrific's in a little bit of a pickle here. And I'll bring up the very light-hitting catcher, Mike Ryan. Ryan only batted .199, 2 home runs, 27 runs driven in for the Red Sox. Solid, very good defensive catcher. Not much with the stick. 2 outs, 2 on. Grody goes through the sign. Seaver nods his head. Here's the pitch to Ryan. And he strikes him outside, retired. Go to the top of the third, 4-0, 1969 Mets over the 67 Boston Red Sox. Due up for the Mets, Jones, Agee, and Kranepool faced Jim Lonborg, who got roughed up for 4 runs in the top of the second. Cleon Jones 0 for 1. The windup and the pitch by Lonborg. He's coming in aggressive. Ground ball. Petrocelli. No! Past the lunge of Petrocelli. Single by Cleon Jones. And that's where Petrocelli's poor range, 5 out of 10, comes into play. Leadoff runner on. Scott holding Jones on. Jones 7 out of 10 base runner. Here comes Tommy Agee. He's 0 for 1. Red Sox want to turn 2 up the middle. Petrocelli and Adair. Lonborg's ready. He deals to Agee. Fly ball to left, and that's off the monster. Yastrzemski will play it off the monster. Cleon Jones is going to be waved around. 16% chance of getting him. Yastrzemski will throw towards the cutoff man. It's now 5-0 Metropolitans. Ouch. This pitching duel has been one-sided. It's been all Tom Seaver. Lonborg's given up 5 runs in less than 3 innings. Agee stands at second with no outs, and here comes Ed Kranepool, Mets first baseman. 1 for 1. He singled in the second. Lonborg's ready. He deals to Kranepool. Pops him up. First base side. Scott will make the catch. 1 away. Here comes Jerry Grody, Mets catcher. He walked his first time up in the second. 1 out. Agee's at second. Ryan sets the target. Here's the pitch to Grody. And he singles to right. Agee's held up at third. Runners on the corners. Now bring Bud Harrelson to the plate. Harrelson's 1 for 1. He tripled, cleared the bases, knocking in 2 runs. In the second, giving the Mets a 2-0 lead. Lonborg's up to 70 pitches. Again, the Red Sox want to turn 2. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. And he pops him up towards second. Adair going out on the outfield grass a bit. And he makes the catch, out number 2. So 2 outs, 2 on, 5-0 Metropolitans, top of the third. Here comes the designated hitter, Ron Swoboda. He's 1 for 1. He doubled, knocking in Harrelson, made it 3-0 in the second. Another RBI opportunity there for Swoboda. Lonborg kicks and fires. And he strikes him outside, retired. But the Mets put another one up on the board. And they now lead 5-0. As we have Pete Easy in the chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us. Due up for the 67 Red Sox. Top of the order. Dalton Jones, Jerry Adair, and Carl Yastrzemski to face Tom Seaver. Jones 0 for 1. Seaver gets the sign from Jerry Grody. He deals to Dalton Jones. Fly ball, shallow right. Shamsky comes in and makes the catch, 1 away. Jerry Adair comes to the plate, Red Sox second baseman. Adair's 0 for 1. Looking to get on. Mets lead 5-0, 1 out, bottom of the third. Seaver toes the rubber, gets the sign, he deals to Adair. Ground ball back up the middle, single. So Jerry Adair's on. He's 1 for 2. That'll bring up Captain Carl Yastrzemski, Triple Crown winner from 1967. Clash of Titans here, Hall of Famer Tom Seaver versus Hall of Famer Carl Yastrzemski. 1 out, 1 on. Seaver looks to first, now in at Grody. He deals to Yastrzemski. Yaz swings, drives that ball to center field. AG going back, and it's off the center field wall. Adair will be waved around. He's got an 86% chance of scoring. And the throw goes to the cutoff man. Carl Yastrzemski doubles. The Red Sox are on the board with the RBI double from Captain Carl. Adair scores. It's now 5-1 Mets. And here comes George the Boomer Scott. Scott's 0 for 1. He did have 19 home runs in 1967. One swing of the bat from Boomer, and he puts it down on Lansdowne Street. The Red Sox were pulled to within 2. Seaver rubs up the baseball, steps back up on the hill. He's ready. Here's the pitch to the Boomer. Scott swings, fly ball, left field. Cleon Jones on the run, reaches out, makes the catch. Yastrzemski goes back to tag, and he will bluff. He does not go. So 2 outs. Yaz at second. 5-1 Mets. And here comes Tony Colignero. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up, looking for some revenge here off Tom Terrific. Seaver peeks back over his shoulder. Boswell cheating towards the bag to keep Yaz close. He'll be off on contact with 2 outs. Colignero digs in. Seaver sets and fires. Colignero swings, drives that ball to right field on the run. Tommy Agee, right center field. He looks up, and he makes a leaping catch, robbing Tony Colignero of extra bases. Wow, what a job by Tommy Agee. Side retired. The Red Sox get on the board. We go to the top of the fourth. The New York Metropolitans 5, the Boston Red Sox 1. Due up for the 69 Mets, Garrett, Boswell, and Shamsky. Garrett, third baseman, 1 for 1 today. He singled in the second. Lonborg's ready to face the left-handed batting Garrett. Ryan sets the target. Lonborg wheels and deals. Fly ball, center field. Smith moving to his left. Makes the catch. 1 away. Here comes the top of the order. Ken Boswell, he's 0 for 1. Fly deep to right center. and then had a sacrifice fly in the second, knocking in Swoboda. Righty-lefty matchup. Lonborg gets the sign from Ryan. Here's the pitch to Boswell. And that ball's going up the middle. That's a single. Boswell's 1 for 2. 7 out of 10 base running ability. George the Boomer Scott holding him on at first. And here comes Art Shamsky. He's 0 for 2. Red Sox want to turn 2. 1 out, 1 on. The windup and the pitch by Gentleman Jim Lonborg. Fly ball, right center field. Calignero on the run, reaches out, makes the catch. Sox fan applaud the Tony C effort there. So 2 outs. Boswell still at first. Scott holding him on. He'll be off on contact. Cleon Jones comes to the plate. Cleon's 1 for 2. Grounded out in the first, singled in the third. Lonborg looks to first, now in at the plate. Here's the pitch to Jones. Boswell going, line shot, caught by the Boomer at first, side retired, robbing Cleon Jones of extra bases down the line. Clinton Parks has rejoined the chat. He says, meet the Mets, step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kitties, bring your wife, guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets really sucking the ball. I remember that song. Thank you, Mr. Parks. So, due up for the 67 Red Sox, trailing by 4 here in the bottom of the 4th. Mets 5, Boston 1, Demeter, Petrocelli, and Smith. Don Demeter's 0 for 1. Seaver's back up on the mound. Brody sets the target. Seaver delivers to Demeter. Demeter sends that ball to center field. AG on the run, makes the catch. 1 down. Here comes Rico Petrocelli. He walked his first time up. He'd like to yank one over the monster. Seaver takes a deep breath out on the hill. The windup and the pitch. Petrocelli swings. He sends that to center field. AG going back towards the track, looking up, reaching up, makes the catch. Excellent range by Tommy Agee. 2 down. So it's up to Reggie Smith to extend the inning here. Smith also walked his first time up. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Seaver works quickly. Here's the pitch to Reggie Smith. Smith sends that ball to center field. Once again, Tommy Agee on the run at the track, and he makes the catch. Agee records all 3 outs in center. We go to the top of the 5th, 5-1 Metropolitans from 1969. Jim Lonborg back out on the mound. 95 pitches. He's good for 135. That 4th inning was a killer. Gave up 4 runs. Go to the chat. Clinton Parks says Dodgers 9 and 3. Vukovic gave up 6 runs after 2 outs, top of the 8th. Gonna do a small video after April 30th to show standings, leaders, and other things in Digital Diamond. Excellent. Look forward to seeing that, Clinton. Remember, check out Clinton Parks' channel. He's doing a lot of stuff with Digital Diamond Baseball, and once he gets past April 30th in his game, he's going to do a recap on his channel, so look forward to that video coming up. So Tommy Agee comes up to lead off for the Mets. He'll be followed by Ed Kranepool and Jerry Grody. Agee's 1 for 2. Lined out in the second, doubled in the third, knocking in Jones, which was the 5th run for the Mets. Ryan sets the target. Here's the pitch to Agee. Oh, Lonborg comes in high and tight and nails him. And there's some few choice words going back and forth between Lonborg and Agee. Both benches now. The men in blue say, calm down, calm down. So Agee, 7 out of 10 base running ability. Scott to hold him on at first. Here comes Ed Kranepool, who's 1 for 2. Singled in the second, popped out in the third. Lonborg deals to Cranepool. There goes Agee. The throw down by Ryan. Petroselli with the tag. He is out. What a fire by Ryan. He has an 8 out of 10 arm. 1 down. Count on Cranepool. Now no balls, 1 strike. Lonborg kicks and fires. Cranepool swings and he grounds it into right center field. So that caught stealing was huge. So 1 out, 1 on. Here comes Jerry Grody. Mets catcher's 1 for 1. Walked in the second, singled in the third. Lonborg's going to come in aggressive. He sets and delivers. Grody sends a fly ball to shallow right. Calignero's there. He makes the catch. Quickly getting back to first is Cranepool. 2 down. Here comes Bud Harrelson. Harrelson's 1 for 2. He tripled in the second, clearing the bases and giving the Mets a 2-0 lead. And then he popped out in the third. Lonborg shakes off Ryan. Now he nods his head. He rocks and fires. And he strikes out Harrelson. Side retired. Go to the bottom of the 5th. The 1969 Mets 5. The 1967 Red Sox 1. Sox need to get their bats going. It's going to be tough to start that off with the light-hitting catcher, Mike Ryan, who's 0 for 1. He just did throw out Tommy Agee. Not much with the stick, though. Batted below 200 in 1967. Seaver works quickly. He deals to Ryan. Ryan ground ball back to Seaver. He flips to Cranepool at first. 1 away. Top of the order now, Dalton Jones, Jerry Adair on deck. Jones is 0 for 2. Left-handed batting third baseman. Jerry Grody pounds his mitt. Sets the target. Receiver's ready. Here's the pitch to Jones. Jones grounds it back to Tom Terrific, who throws once again to Cranepool. They're playing some pepper with the pitcher. So 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Jerry Adair. Adair's 1 for 2. Grounded out in the first, singled in the third. Scored on the Carl Yastrzemski double. The only run the 67 Red Sox have put on the board. The windup and the pitch to Adair. And Adair sends that ball to left field down the corner, and he will have a double as he slides in safely to second. So he's out there. Another duck on the pond for Carl Yastrzemski. Captain Carl's 2 for 2. Singled in the first infield variety, and then doubled in the third, knocking in Adair. 5-1 ball game. Seaver has yet to retire. Yes. Seaver's ready. The windup and the pitch to Yastrzemski. And Yastrzemski launches that one to center field, and that is gone as it sneaks over the wall. Yastrzemski's 2-run blast. The Red Sox now trail by 2. It's 5-3. Carl Yastrzemski has knocked in all 3 runs. He has his own Tom Seaver. Red Sox fans come alive here at Fenway. Here comes George the Boomer Scott. He's 0 for 2. Can the Red Sox go back-to-back jacks off Tom Terrific? We shall see. Seaver sets and delivers to the Boomer. Scott singles to left field. Inning continues. So 2 outs. Scott's at first. Red Sox trail by 2, and here comes Tony Calignero. He's 0 for 2, and boy is he due. Struck out in the second, then fly very deep to right center. He was robbed by Tommy Agee of extra base hits and a possible RBI. Well, it would have been an RBI because Yastrzemski was at second. Seaver looks to first. Cranepool holding Scott on. Here's the pitch to Calignero. And he strikes him out for the second time. Side retire. The Red Sox do get 2 on the 2-run blast to dead center by Yastrzemski. The Mets 5, the Red Sox 3. We go to the top of the 6th. 2 up for the 1969 Metropolitans. Ron Swoboda, Wayne Garrett, and then the top of the order, Boswell. Swoboda's 1 for 2. Lonborg still appears to be strong. That second inning was a killer. He gave up 4 runs. He settled down. Since has only given up 1 run in the past 3 innings. Swoboda doubled in the second, knocking in Harrelson and struck out in the third. Here's the pitch from Lonborg. And he strikes out Swoboda for the second time. 1 away. Wayne Garrett steps to the plate. Garrett's 1 for 2. Singled in the second, fly to center in the fourth. Ryan wiggles the fingers. Lonborg nods his head. Here's the pitch to Garrett. And he strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 down. Top of the order now, Ken Boswell. Mets second baseman's 1 for 2. Flied out in the first. Had a sacrifice fly in the second, knocking in Swoboda, and singled in the fourth. Lonborg looks determined on that mound. He kicks and fires. Boswell, line drive, caught by Scott at first, side retired. Go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-3 Mets. Can the Red Sox creep closer or take the lead? We shall see. To face Tom Terrific, Demeter, Petrocelli, and Smith. And I will be back in a moment. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. So Don Demeter's 0 for 2. Seaver gets the sign from Jerry Grody. The windup and the pitch to Demeter. And Demeter walks. Demeter 4-10 base runner. Kranepool holding him on. Tying run comes to the plate, and Rico Petrocelli, he's 0 for 1. He has walked and flied very deep to center. Let's look to turn 2 up the middle with Harrelson at short and Boswell at second. Seaver takes a deep breath on the mound. Arms come down to the chest. The windup and the pitch to Petrocelli. Petrocelli sends a fly ball right center field. Shamsky on the run, and he makes the catch. 1 away. Retreating back to first is Don Demeter. Seaver's up to 105 pitches, good for 140. Here comes Reggie Smith. Reggie Smith has walked and fly deep to center. He's 0 for 1. Reggie Smith represents the tying run at the plate. Bottom of the 6th, 5-3. 1969 Mets over the 67 Red Sox. Smith had 15 home runs in 67. Again, Seaver looks to first. Now in at Grody. Here's the pitch to Reggie Smith. Smith sends that ball to left field. Cleon Jones back, makes the catch. 2 down again. Demeter retreats back to first and bluffs, going to second. Jones throws to Boswell. So 2 outs. Demeter will be off on contact now. And the light-hitting catcher Mike Ryan comes to the plate. It's tough to take Ryan out because he has an 8 out of 10 arm, and the Mets will run all over the other 2 catchers. So we're going to hope Mike Ryan gets a hit here, or at least gets a walk. The windup and the pitch to Ryan. And he drills one to the gap. He's going to double. Demeter hits third. Ryan continues on. He triples. Unbelievable. The weak-hitting Mike Ryan triples the left center field gap. The Red Sox pulled it within 1, 5-4. Holy cow. In the words of the late, great Phil Rizzuto, Mike Ryan triples off Tom Seaver in between Cleon Jones and Tommy Agee. And now Dalton Jones, top of the order, comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He is due, tying run 90 feet away in the very weak-hitting catcher Mike Ryan, who just tripled and pulled the Red Sox to within 1. Brody goes out to have a quick word with Seaver, who just seems to be dumbfounded that Ryan just tripled off of him. Brody back behind the plate. Pounds the mitt, imploring Seaver to hit the target. Here's the pitch to Dalton Jones. Jones sends that ball deep left center field. On the run, Tommy Agee reaching out and makes the game-saving catch for the moment. That's the third and final out. We go to the top of the 7th. The Red Sox inch ever closer on the Mike Ryan triple. It's now 5-4 Metropolitans as due up for the 1969 Mets in the top of the 7th. Shamsky, Jones, and Agee to face Jim Lonborg, who had that one huge hiccup inning in the second where he gave up 4 runs. And Mark Forsberg has joined us in the chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. So here comes Shamsky. He's 0 for 3, left-handed batting right fielder. Ryan sets the target, still giddy over his triple. Lonborg delivers. Shamsky swings, and he's going to single to right center field. Calignero cuts it off. Adair dove for the ball, but couldn't get to it. So Shamsky's on. No outs. Scott holding him on. Shamsky 5 out of 10 base runner. And here comes Cleon Jones. Cleon's 1 for 3. Grounded out, singled, and lined out. Lonborg up to 129 pitches. Good for 135. He's going to challenge Jones here. He's going to be very aggressive. Try to jam him. Here's the pitch to Cleon. And it's a base hit to right. Shamsky goes 90 feet and stops. And here comes Tommy Agee. And this could be it for Jim Lonborg. Again, that second inning was a killer. 4 runs he gave up. He's up to 131. Good for 135. No outs. 2 on. Agee's 1 for 2. Let's take a look at our pen. Top of the 7th. Sparky Lyle. Lefty. Righty's only batted 167 off him. Left-hander's actually batted 302. And you got righty, lefty, righty. We could come with Lyle for this batter. Sparky Lyle's coming out of the pen. Gentlemen, Jim Lonborg's day is over. That costly second inning, those 4 runs. He will leave trailing by 1. He is in line for the loss. As it's 5-4 Mets. 2 on, no outs, top of the 7th. Lonborg's final numbers. He is responsible for the runners on.
Lonborg pitched 6 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, struck out 5. So far, Tom Seaver's gone 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 home run, Carl Yastrzemski, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Yaz has driven in 3 out of the 4 runs. Mike Ryan has driven in the 4th run, that unlikely triple in the bottom of the 6th. So Sparky Lyle finishes his warm-up tosses. Lefty-righty matchup. Righties only batted 167 off Lyle. And you can see AG's splits down here, 273 off lefties, 270, not much of a difference. So Lyle will try to induce a double play ball here. Shamsky is at second, Jones is at first. Lyle delivers. It's a bunt. They go to second to Petrocelli, to Adair covering. Tommy Agee just bunts into a double play. 2 down. What a defensive play by Mike Ryan. He quickly pounced on the ball, fired to Petrocelli, who came across the bag, and Adair on the wheel play, because corners were charging in, covered first. So you're talking 2 to 6 to 4. Double play. Shamsky advances to third, but there's 2 outs now. Cranepool comes up. He's a lefty. And Lyle struggled against left-handed hitting, though Cranepool batted under 100. So can Sparky Lyle get Cranepool? Both are equally bad against each other. Someone will win this, though. Or do we want to go to the closer, John Wyatt? Big moment here. Don McMahon. Lefty's batted 241 off of him. We're going to go to the spot starter, Bill Landis. Left-handed batter's only batted 185, and Bill Landis will come out of the pen to face Ed Cranepool. Let's see if the Mets counter. Cranepool's 2 for 3 today. He singled in the 2nd, popped out in the 3rd, and singled in the 5th. Billy Landis. 1 win, no losses, 25 innings pitched, struck out 23, walked 11. Earned run average 5.26, but left-handers only batted 185. Cranepool only batted .086 off left-handed pitching. Ryan has a quick word with Landis, now back behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Cranepool. No! We're going to go to Amos Otis, so they do counter off the bench. Amos Otis, look how young he is in that picture. Otis batted 151 with no home runs and 4 RBIs. I don't know how much of a change this is. He only batted 125 off right-handed pitching. Landis did give up a 279 batting average to righties. On deck is Jerry Grody. Landis is ready. Here's the pitch to Otis. He's going to come aggressive. And he jams him. It's a pop-up towards first. Scott waving his arms. He's calling for it. On the outfield grass, he makes the catch. They strand the runner at third, so Sparky Lyle induces the bunt double play. Landis gets the pop-out. The Red Sox get out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The New York Mets 5, the Boston Red Sox 4. Due up for the Red Sox, Adair, Yastrzemski, and Scott. Adair and Yastrzemski have given Tom Terrific all kinds of fits. Seaver up to 119 pitches, good for 140. Adair 2 for 3. He has grounded out, singled, and doubled. He has scored twice in front of Yastrzemski. Seaver gets the sign from Grody. He deals to Adair. And he gets him this time. He strikes him out. Big swing and a miss by Jerry on the curveball. That wasn't a curveball. 91-mile-per-hour curveball. That's a wicked curveball. It's his curveball. So that's a really hard curveball. So one down. Here comes Carl Yastrzemski. He is 3 for 3 off Tom Terrific. Infield single in the first, double in the third, knocking in a dare, and then a 2-run homer in the fifth, knocking in a dare to dead center. Can Yastrzemski tie this game up with his second home run? We shall see. Seaver looks very determined on the mound. Grody sets the target. Here's the pitch to Captain Carl. Yastrzemski swings. He drives that ball right center field. And that's going to be a double. He just misses his second home run. Yes, doubles with 1 out. Oh, he came ever so close to tying this ball game up. He's now 4 for 4 off Tom Seaver. Unbelievable. And now George Scott comes to the plate with 1 out. Chance to tie this ball game up. He's 1 for 3. He has lined out, flied out, and singled. Grody goes out to have a word with Tom Terrific. Back behind the plate now. 1 out. Yastrzemski the tying run at second. Boswell cheating towards the bag. Seaver's ready. He delivers to Scott. Scott sends a deep fly ball. Right center field. AG on the run, and he makes the catch. Yastrzemski will bluff, but will not go. So with 2 outs, tying run at second, Tony Caligiero steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Struck out in the second, flied very deep to right center. He is robbed by AG of extra bases and an RBI, and struck out again in the fifth. Caligiero looking for 1 swing of the bat, put the ball down on Lansdowne Street, and give the Red Sox a 1-run lead. They trail 5 to 4. Seaver gets the sign, nods his head. He deals to Caligiero, and they walk him. They want nothing to do with Tony C. Strange, because Seaver struck him out twice. And I shall be back in a moment. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. Don Demeter's 0 for 2. 2 outs, 2 on. Yastrzemski represents the tying run at second. Caligiero the go-ahead run at first. Caligiero good speed at first. 7 out of 10 base running ability. And Demeter will be called back. And we're going to go with Tony Horton. Horton would be traded to the Indians, I believe, early in the season. Or before the trading deadline. I don't know how early in the season, but definitely before the trading deadline. And I believe they got back Gary Ding Dong Bell, the pitcher from Cleveland. So Tony Horton will come off the bench to pinch hit for Don Demeter. Horton In his brief at-bats for the Red Sox, batted .308, 39 at-bats. He had 12 hits, 3 doubles, no homers, 9 RBI. Face Seaver. Yastrzemski and Calignero will be off on contact. Mark says, is this a 7-game series? No, I'm just playing a game here. I just thought it'd be fun between 67 Red Sox and the 69 Mets. I could play more games. It's just something I felt like playing. It could be a 7-game series. I hope you're enjoying it. It's been a fun game. So Gordon digs in. He's ready. Brody back from the mound after a brief word with Seaver. Seaver up to 138 pitches. He's coming to an end. His threshold's 140. Here's the pitch to Horton. 2 outs, 2 on. Red Sox trail by 1. Bottom of the 7th. Horton strikes out swinging. Seaver comes up huge. Tying run stranded at second. Clinton Park said, Horton, I'm assuming he means Horton, traded June 4th in 1967. Was it for Gary Bell? I think it was for Gary Bell, the pitcher. It's funny because I'm playing Baseball Mogul I just bought. I put one game up. It's a really fun game. Stats-wise, they overrate minor league players, but it's a fun game. Nice graphics, and I figured out how to load pitchers, so I'm all happy. But I can mash the ball with anybody with the 67 Sox, and again, they don't have exact lineups and things like that because the computer will make trades and things of that nature. I have absolutely no pitching, and I'm like, I have to actually trade for pitching, just like they did in 67. Anyhow, back to this game. So, the Mets cling to that 1-run lead. Yastrzemski came oh so close to tying it up as he doubled off the wall in right center. Billy Landis back out on the mound. He'll face Grody, Harrelson, and Swoboda. And actually, he will not face them. As we're going to go to the closer, John Wyatt. He had 20 saves in 67. It's his game now. Keep it close, and hopefully the Red Sox can win it. So John Wyatt, who went 10 wins, 7 losses, 20 saves, 2.60 earned run average, will face Jerry Grody, Bud Harrelson, and Ron Swoboda. Grody 1 for 2. Walked in the first, singled in the third, flied to shallow right in the 5th. Wyatt gets the sign from Ryan. Here's the pitch to Grody. Fly ball. Calignero going back, reaches up and makes the catch. Calignero took that first step in, but quickly recovered. The real world's in the chat. How are you? Hope all is well. The real world would not like Baseball Mogul because it's an open universe. I know he likes the real world. So. It's a fun game. The price I got it on sale was $17. It's an interesting game. You can play it just general manager, where they sim the games. You kind of watch them, or you don't have to. You can play player-wise, where you can call the pitches and when you want your batter to swing. Or you can just play as a manager, where you set your lineup, you tell them to swing, one pitch mode. For $17, it was worth it. My suggestion is you can go on their site or on Steam. They have demos. Well, they'll give you 5 seasons. You can play out 5 seasons. See if you like the game. Now, in the demos, you can't load pitchers. I find it much more enjoyable. I have a video up if you want to take a look at it. You don't have to. I like it with the pitchers. It's very enjoyable to me. So here comes Bud Harrelson, 1 out. He's 1 for 3. Harrelson had that triple in the second, knocking in 2 runs, the Mets' first 2 runs. That second inning was a killer for the Red Sox and Jim Lonborg. Wyatt's ready. He deals to Bud Harrelson. Ground. That's going to get through. Base hit to center. 1 out single. Harrelson now has 2 hits. Here comes Ron Swoboda. He's 1 for 3. Doubled in the second, knocking in Harrelson, and struck out in the third and 6th. Red Sox want to turn 2 with Petrocelli and Adair up the middle. Wyatt will come in aggressive. Here's the pitch to Swoboda. He jammed him, popped up towards shortstop. Petrocelli waving off Adair, moving towards the bag at second. Makes the catch, 2 down, so he jammed him. And here comes the weak hitting third baseman, Wayne Garrett. He does have a hit today, though. Singled in the second, fly to center in the fourth, struck out in the 6th. Scott holding Harrelson on at first. 2 outs, Harrelson be off on contact. Wyatt looks to first, now at the plate. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Garrett. Fly ball. Left center field. Smith has a beat on it, and he makes the catch. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and the new pitcher for the Mets is Tug McGraw. McGraw, 9 wins, 3 losses, 12 saves in 69, 2.24 earned run average. He will face Rico Petrocelli, Reggie Smith, and Mike Ryan, who hit a triple. Petrocelli's 0 for 2. So Tom Seaver's day is done. Let's just give you what Tom Terrific did. He's in line for the win. He went 7 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Yastrzemski killed him. Yaz went 4 for 4 off him, knocking in 3 runs. Almost had his second home run in the bottom of the 7th when he doubled off the right center field wall. A little higher, and it's easily into the bullpen. So he walked 4, struck out 6. So Tug McGraw needs 6 outs for the save and a Metropolitan victory. Petrocelli 0 for 2. Petrocelli batted .337 off left-handed pitching. Can Rico yank one to Lansdowne Street and tie it? We shall see. Here's the pitch by Tug McGraw. And Petrocelli gets nothing but air, swing and a miss. Good movement on that Tug McGraw fastball, 1 down. Here comes Reggie Smith. Reggie Smith, switch-hitting center fielder. He is 0 for 2. Smith batted .285 off left-handed pitching. McGraw works quickly. He deals to Smith. And Smith walks. Tying run at first. Smith, very good base runner, 7 out of 10. 49% chance of stealing second base. Mike Ryan comes to plate. He's 1 for 3. He tripled his last time up in the bottom of the 6th, bringing the Red Sox to within 1. And they're going to call Ryan back because the odds of him getting another hit in this game are slim. And we'll look at our bench. Russ Gibson hit .303 off left-handers. And he's the other catcher. We also have Bob Tillman. Norm Seaburn. He batted .333 off left-handers. Slugging percentage .333. Well, we're going to go with Russ Gibson, the other catcher. We're going to lose a lot on defense here, though, but we need to tie it up first. So 1 out, 1 on. Here comes Russ Gibson. In 1967, he batted .203. 1 home run, 15 runs driven in, but he batted .303 off left-handed pitching. Clendenin is now at first. I missed that. Don Clendenin is at first now. And he is a 4 out of 10 defensive range. So Clendenin at first. He takes over for Cranepool. Here's the pitch to Gibson. Gibson swings, ground ball to Garrett. To Boswell. Over to Clendenin. Double play. Side retired. And I shall be back in a moment. And we are back. Top of the ninth, 5-4. 1969 Mets lead the 67 Red Sox. Wyatt still on the mound. 18 pitches, good for 50. The new catcher will be... Wow, Thomas actually has a 5 out of 10 arm. We're going to go with Thomas. So behind the plate, George Thomas, who can play a multitude of positions. Catcher, first, left, center, right. 3 out of 10 defensive ability, but he has a 5 out of 10 arm. So we put him in. Wyatt will face Boswell, Shamsky, and Jones. Boswell 1 for 3. His one hit came in the fourth. It was a single. He does have a sacrifice fly in the second for an RBI. The windup and the pitch to Boswell. And he drills one down the left field line. And he's going to have a triple. Holy cow. Wow. A leadoff triple. That's not what the doctor ordered. And here comes Art Shamsky. Red Sox will bring their infield in. No outs. Boswell at third. Shamsky's 1 for 4. He has flown deep, struck out, flown deep again, and then singled in the 7th. Thomas has a quick word with Wyatt on the mound, back behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Shamsky. Fly ball. That's going to be deep enough. Calignier racing back. He makes the catch. Tagging up from third and scoring. Here's the throw. Wow, did Calignier make it close? But Boswell is safe. And that's a huge insurance run. 6-4, 1 out. And Cleon Jones comes to the plate. Jones is 2 for 4. He grounded out in the first, singled in the third, lined out in the fourth, and singled again in the 7th. Wyatt toes the rubber, looks in at Thomas. He delivers to Jones. Ground ball up the middle, and it gets through. Petrocelli couldn't make the play. So 1 out, 1 on. The very dangerous Tommy Agee comes to the plate. His one hit was a double that knocked in Jones in the third. then he bunted into the double play in the 7th. That was a huge play. Sparky Lyle was on the mound for that. Beatles Eternally in the chat. How are you, my friend? He says, hey, Al, on my way to sleep, check your Skype because I added a step. Okay, I'll check it sometime tomorrow. Thank you very much for that information, Beatles. Take care, my friend. Health and happiness. God bless. So, Red Sox need to turn 2. They're trailing by 2. Here's the pitch to Agee. There goes Cleon Jones. A throw down. Adair covers up, and Thomas throws him out. 2 down. What a throw by Thomas. Why we inserted him. He was a 5 out of 10 arm. The other 2 catchers were 3 out of 10. So that looks good so far. So 2 outs, base is empty, no balls, 1 strike on Tommy Agee. Steps back in the batter's box. He awaits the Wyatt offering. Here it is. That ball's going to left field. Yastrzemski on the run, and he makes the catch. He makes a diving catch as he's outstretched. Wow, robbing Agee of extra bases. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The 1969 New York Mets 6. The 1967 Boston Red Sox 4. What a ball game it's been here at Fenway Park. Top of the order for the Red Sox, Dalton Jones, Jerry Adair, and Carl Yastrzemski to face Tug McGraw. Jones struggled against left-handed pitching, and he's going to get called back. And the pinch hitter will be Mike Andrews. So Mike Andrews will come off the bench to pinch hit. Andrews in 1967, 263, 8 home runs, 40 RBIs. McGraw gets the sign from Grody. The windup and the pitch to Mike Andrews. And he strikes him out! Fastball, swing and a miss. 1 away. The Mets are 2 outs away from victory over the 67 Red Sox. Now Jerry Adair comes to the plate. Adair's 2 for 4. Grounded out in the 1st, single in the 3rd, double in the 5th, struck out in the 7th. Grody wiggles the fingers. McGraw nods his head. He kicks and fires. Adair swings. He's jammed. It's a pop-up going towards short. Harrelson has it. Waiting for the ball to come down. In his mitt. Out number 2. So 2 outs, nobody on, and here comes Carl Yastrzemski, Captain Carl Yastrzemski. The man who won the Triple Crown in 1967 is 4 for 4 today. What a ball game. He singled in the 1st, infield variety. Doubled in the 3rd, knocking in Jerry Adair, and that made it 5-1 at the time. New York hit a 2-run blast in the 5th. Adair scored ahead of him, and that made it 5-3. And then in the 7th, Yastrzemski just came a foot away from tying the ball game up when he hit a shot to right center. And it was a double. So 4 for 4. The new right fielder, which I missed for the Mets, is Rod Gaspar. 6 out of 10 range, 10 out of 10 arm. So the Mets 1 out away. Lefty-lefty matchup. Yastrzemski batted .338 in 67 off left-handed pitching. McGraw gets the sign from Grody. He wheels and deals to Yastrzemski. Yeah, swings, and he's 5 for 5. Yastrzemski singles to left. And that will bring up the boomer. Scott is 1 for 4. If Scott sends one over the Green Monster, we'll have a tie game. 6-4, 2 outs. Tying run at the plate in George Boomer Scott. A lot of tension here in the ballpark, on the field, in the stands. Scott line to short in the 1st, fly down the left field line in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, and fly down the right center, fly to right center in the 7th. Scott batted .298 off left-handed pitching. Remember, Scott had 19 home runs and 82 RBIs in 67. McGraw's ready. Here's the pitch to the boomer. And he walked him. Good job by Scott. He doesn't chase. Tying runs at first base, and here comes Tony Caligiero, who is 0 for 3. He has struck out, flied out deep, struck out again in the 5th, and then was intentionally walking in the 7th. Oh my God, if Tony C launches one out of here, it'll be a walk-off. Caligiero hit 303 off left-handed pitching. He awaits the McGraw offering. Here it is. Caligiero, line shot. And it's caught by Agee in center. Ball game over. Caligiero hit it hard. A sinking line drive, but Agee makes the catch. The 1969 New York Mets win the game over the 67 Boston Red Sox 6-4. What a thriller at Fenway Park. The winning pitcher is Tom Seaver. The losing pitcher is Jim Lonborg. Player of the game, they give it to Tug McGraw for the save. Let's go to the box score. What a ball game. That was a fun game to play. Box score will be up in a moment. There it is. Let's go to the pitching first, but before, as always, let's say thank you to the people in chat. Thank you to Clinton Parks. Check out his channel, Clinton Parks. Beatles Eternally, thank you very much. Thank you to The Real World. And thank you to Mark Forsberg and Pete Easy. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun. And before we go to the box score, Clinton Parks says trivia time. What is the name? Oh, I know this one. What is the name of Robert Barone's dog in Everyone Loves Raymond? The answer? Shamsky. That's a great question, Clinton. All right, let's go to the box score. Tom Seaver gets the win. 7 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 1 home run. It was Yastrzemski. What a game Yastrzemski had. 5 for 5. 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. McGraw gets the save. He went 2 innings, got the 6 outs. 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Final out, Tony Caligiero lines out to Tommy Agee in center. Lonborg takes the loss, 6 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks. That second inning was a killer for Lonborg and the Red Sox. As Mike McAllister says hello to everyone, he says, I'm late again. That's okay, Mike. How you feeling, buddy? Sparky Lyle, 2/3 of an inning. Landis, a third of an inning. And then John Wyatt, 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Let's go to the batting. For the Metropolitans of 1969, Boswell 2 for 4, run and an RBI. Shamsky, the name of Ray Barone's dog, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Gaspar came in to play right field defensively, did not hit. Cleon Jones in left, 3 for 5 with a run scored. Tommy Agee, 1 for 4 with an RBI, and played stellar defense in center. Ed Kranepool at first, 2 for 3, a run scored. Otis, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Clendenin came in to play defensively at first. Jerry Grody, the catcher, 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Bud Harrelson, 2 for 4. He had a triple. He knocked in 2 runs, 1 run scored and a strikeout. Ron Swoboda, the DH, 1 for 4, runs scored an RBI. Struck out twice. He doubled. Wayne Garrett, the weak-hitting third baseman, 1 for 4. In total, in the Mets' victory, 36 at-bats, 6 runs, 14 hits, 6 RBIs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 2 doubles, and 2 triples. For the Boston Red Sox in defeat, and it was a thriller. They lost 6-4. They had the tying run, runs on base. Yastrzemski was at second. Scott was at first. Caligiero, the winning run at the plate, hit a line shot to center. That Agee made one heck of a catch.
Mike McAllister in the chat says, Mets win, yes. He says, I'm weak, but doing okay. Well, you hang in there, Mike. You know our prayers and thoughts are with you, my friend. So Dalton Jones, 0 for 4 at the leadoff position with a strikeout. Mike Andrews pinch hit. He struck out. Jerry Adair was 2 for 5. 2 runs scored, a strikeout and double. Yastrzemski, co-player of the game, I got to give it to him even in a losing situation. 5 for 5, a run scored, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a home run. He came a foot away from tying the game up in the 8th when it was still 5 to 4. Scott 1 for 4 with a walk. Calignero, tough day, 0 for 4, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Don Demeter, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Tony Horton pinch hit. He struck out, stayed in a DH, didn't get another at-bat. Rico Petrocelli at short, 0 for 3, a walk and a K. Reggie Smith, 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Mike Ryan, the weak-hitting catcher, 1 for 3. He tripled, bringing the Red Sox to within 1, as he had an RBI and a strikeout. Gibson, the pitch hitter, and he was 0 for 1. Thomas came in to catch. Thomas can play a multitude of positions. Had a big throw out of Agee in the top of the 9th. So the Red Sox in defeat had 35 at-bats, 4 runs, 9 hits, 4 RBIs, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts, 3 doubles, 1 triple, and a home run by Carl Yastrzemski, the co-player of the game. Let's go to the recap. Mets had a huge second inning, sent 8 batters to the plate, scoring 4 runs, 4 hits, and a 1 walk. Bud Harrelson tripled, knocking in 2. And then Ron Sloboda doubled, knocking in another. And Ken Boswell hit a sacrifice fly. And at the end of the top of the second, it was 4-0 Mets. They would tack on another one in the top of the third. Tommy Agee doubled, scoring Jones, 5-0 Mets. Red Sox would get on the board in the bottom of the third. Yastrzemski doubled, scoring Adair, 5-1 Mets. Boston would get 2 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the fifth. Yastrzemski hit a 2-run blast. Adair scored ahead of him. It was 5-3 Mets. Red Sox creep 1 run closer with that Mike Ryan triple, scoring Demeter, and it was 5-4 Mets. The Red Sox fans were smelling comeback. The Mets tacked on a very important insurance run in the top of the 9th. Art Shamsky hit a sacrifice fly, and the Mets went up 6-4, and that's how the ball game would end. The Red Sox did put the tying runs on base. Yastrzemski was at second. Scott was at first. Calignero lined out hard to center field to Tommy Agee to end the game. McGraw got the save. Ken Boswell for the Mets, 2 for 4 with a triple. Bud Harrelson, 2 for 4 with a triple, 2 RBIs, and 2 outstanding defensive plays. Cleon Jones in left, 3 for 5. All for the Mets. For the Boston Red Sox, Carl Yastrzemski. The reason why he won the Triple Crown in '67, he was 5 for 5 in this exhibition game against the '69 Mets. 2 doubles, a home run, 3 runs driven in. Tom Seaver got the win. Tug McGraw got the save. Jim Lonborg took the loss. So once again, the 1969 Mets defeat the 1967 Boston Red Sox in a thriller from Fenway Park, 6-4. So Red Sox fans saying thank you very much. As before we go, Mike McAllister says the Mets are his team. Game 5 of the series in 1969 was on my birthday. The Mets were born in '62. That was the year I was born. So again, well wishes to Mike McAllister and everyone else who joined us in the chat. Take care. Till next time. If you like this, please hit the like button. Please share. We're up to 300 subscribers, so thank you very much. We're still looking to grow the channel and the community. Take care. Bye-bye. Health and happiness. God bless and peace.